Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me. This is Jenn Espinosa-Goswami, joining you live from Wait No More, the premier health support group for both losers and maintainers. I'm so glad you're here or are watching this replay. You know, I put out a couple of options for things I would talk about today because I'm not getting a lot of people telling me what they want to hear about. So first thing I would like for you to do if you're joining me either live or on the replay is let me know what you want to see more of in this community. I created this community for you, my wonderful viewers, not for myself. It's a lot of work for me, and I want to make sure it's providing you exactly what you need and when you need it. So if it's not, I would love to hear what you'd like to hear for next live stream Friday, which will be next week at noon. And make sure to pop those comments on this video so that I can prepare my content ahead of time. So I put a couple of different options out there for today's live stream, and none of them are inspiring me too much. So I'm going to go with my own thing, which is all about Wonderland. Wonder with O-N-E. So it's not your body is a wonderland kind of stuff. It's the Wonderland as in you are under 200 pounds. And I thought this was a really good topic because I've had some very good connections with folks who are at the point where they're 200 plus, and that is why they're feeling uncomfortable in their body. And they're usually women of a certain age who have reached a point in their life where they're like, yeah, the things I'm doing are not quite working out for me, and I'm steadily increasing my weight. And now I'm in a place where I am 230, 240, 250, what have you. And folks like this have a special corner in my heart because at my highest weight, I was about 275, 280. And the idea that I would ever get under 200 was a big deal. I mean, it's a huge celebration when you enter the amazing world of Wonderland. So I want to just give like a cheer for those folks out there who are over 200 pounds and don't feel comfortable at that weight. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some women who feel perfectly comfortable at 200 pounds. You could be a very tall woman. You could carry your weight very well. And I do know quite a few folks who carry their weight well at 200, 250, what have you. It's all about how you feel inside your own body. So for me, once I reached Wonderland and then got even lower below Wonderland, all of a sudden there were things that I was trying to do that I'd never done before. For example, I was walking across the monkey bars with my kids at the playground, and I'd never been able to do that. I just don't have the arm strength. I've always been extremely overweight, so trying to lift my whole body was a huge challenge for me. So when I just decided to do it out of nowhere, I was just astonished at the ability my body had when I was under 200 pounds. And there are lots of other things that could show up for you. Maybe that represents you shifting from plus size to average Mrs. size, which to me was also a big milestone. Because if you've ever shopped in a plus size section of a store, it sucks. There's nothing cute. They assume that you want to wear very big, flowy and drapey black and gray clothing all day long because who doesn't, right? You know, apparently you're going to your own funeral or that sort of garbage. So I had a really hard time finding anything even decently cute in the plus size section. So when I was able to say bye-bye to the plus size section and go into a Mrs. section, it was a big celebration. So Wonderland is really important for a lot of people, especially if, and I do have some folks who have had this experience, they used to be in Wonderland. Maybe they were athletic in high school or in college and they never worried about their weight, and then they had a family and they had children. And suddenly it became harder and harder for them to commit to a healthy eating plan. And the weight slowly crept on year after year. Do you know that the average person gains like 5 or 10 pounds every year? That catches up to us. And sometimes in our 30s, sometimes in our 40s, sometimes as late as 60s and 70s. But at some point, it's going to catch up to us. And even if we're not recognizing day by day that it's happening to us, it's going to get there. So this is my little keep going for those of you who are like, Wonderland, what would that look like for me? What would Wonderland look like for you? When was the last time you got to Wonderland? And that means $199 and below. Maybe your goal weight is in Wonderland, or your BMI chart tells you that you have to be in Wonderland. That number represents something for you, right? Like, regardless of how you feel about the number you're at today, the number you'd like to get to, or being under 200 pounds, probably represents something very specific for you. Maybe it represents a fitness level. Maybe it represents a size, like I just mentioned. Maybe it represents that you actually weigh less than your partner. When I first met my partner, I weighed more than he did. And over the years, you know, we've been married for 14 or 15 years now. He's gained weight, I've lost weight, you know, he's lost a little weight, I've gained weight. We've kind of, you know, seesawed over the years, and now I weigh more than him again. So, you know, we have our moments in time, and we have our ages and stages in life. But yeah, I'd like to be less weight than he is right now, and that's what I'm focusing on right now. And I'm not saying that you have to make it a competition, but that could be another motivating factor for you. What else does Wonderland represent? As I'm sitting here in Minneapolis, it's a beautiful, gorgeous day with the sun shining, and a lot of folks are out and about, right? They're wearing shorts or short sleeve shirts because it never gets to almost 60 degrees in Minnesota in the middle of February. So we're living it up, right? Well, when you wear shorts, do you like to expose your legs? I know I never did. Forget about whether you have a hairy leg. You know, I just had a lot of other things going on my legs that were not very attractive. So I didn't like to wear clothing. Like, I hated summertime when I was over 200 pounds because short sleeve shirts, as a woman, it's very difficult not to find sleeveless tops, which means I had to wear a shrug or some sort of sweater over it. And I hated it. I hated wearing a sweater in summertime, but if I didn't wear the sweater, you would see my stretch marks. I have lots of stretch marks. Some of them have turned silver since the time they first showed up in my life, but some of them are still red, and there's not much I can do about that. I know there's creams, but that's been a part of my life since I was a kid, and so I still have a thing about showing my arms, even when I'm wearing a formal dress or that sort of thing. So it's not that my arms are not muscular, because I am lifting very heavy these days, and I do have good muscle definition in my arms. I'm actually proud of my shoulders. But I still have stretch marks, and I always will, and I don't think that they're necessarily a sightly thing. So I still cover up even in summertime. And maybe you're at a point where you're like, well, I haven't worn shorts in years, or I haven't worn a bathing suit, I haven't worn short sleeves. You all have your own particular things that you don't do at a certain weight. So today, because it's a beautiful Friday and because I want you to stay focused this weekend, I would ask you to take a moment and start dreaming. Dreaming is good, even when it's during the day. Start dreaming about what your life would be like when you reach Wonderland. I know I'm speaking to some very specific folks in this group who are over 200 pounds. So if you don't fit that category, you can dream about whatever number makes sense for you. Maybe you're already in Wonderland, but you want to get 30, 40 pounds under your current weight. That's fine. Let's start dreaming about what that feels like, what that looks like, what that shows up as in your life. I shared some of how it showed up for me when I got into Wonderland. I was shopping in the average size Mrs. section, which was a big celebration for me. It was the first time in my life I had ever done it. I was wearing more exposed clothing and that sort of thing. I was able to do a monkey bar at my kids' park, you know, which was a big deal for me. There were lots of things I was suddenly able to do. I was suddenly able to wear clothing that exposed my stomach. And I don't mean crop tops. I mean like form-fitting kind of clothing. I was able to feel like I would have a regular makeup routine. And I'm going to give it to you straight. I didn't wear makeup when I was in my 20s. For several years, actually. I was going all natural. Now I do wear makeup, obviously, but yeah, I didn't worry about taking care of my hair or doing a special routine in the morning when I was at my higher weight. But when I was in Wonderland, I'm like, I'm gonna pretty myself up. I'm gonna feel good. I'm gonna go out on the town. no, I didn't do a lot of going out on the town when I was at my heaviest weight because I felt, for one thing, I'm an introvert or sometimes an introvert, so I don't like to go out in big crowds and try to impress people who don't know anything about me and probably can't hear what I'm saying anyway. But I had some problems with my self-esteem as to whether people would approach me if I went into a public place compared to others. And when you go in a public place, you have to compare yourself to others. I was not the most attractive person around. I think I'm pretty, but I wasn't, physically the most appealing person that would be out there. And I understood that about myself. I actually didn't date until I lost a significant amount of weight. I did a little bit of dating. It wasn't really long-term kind of stuff. So there were a lot of things that changed for me when I hit Wonderland. So if you're watching this video, first of all, know that you can reach Wonderland. I believe you can. I know you can. I have been able to do it, and you certainly can do it. Second of all, take a moment or 2 moments, or even as you're falling asleep at night, dream. Dream about what it looks like for you to reach Wonderland or your next big weight loss goal. And really sit with that feeling and tell yourself. You can even talk out loud to yourself if you want. I feel strong. I feel sexy. I feel confident. I am wearing clothes that I haven't worn in years. I am showing off my legs. I am, hitting my reps really hard in the gym. Whatever it looks like for you, start dreaming. Because if you don't dream about the future, it's really hard for you to connect your daily actions with your future goals. So that's what I would leave you with today, is to start dreaming and know that you can get there. And if you would like some support to get there, I would love to connect with you. I'm a health coach that's product free. I will not push any products on you. But I'm very passionate about what I do, especially for women who are 200 plus pounds and have been that way for a while and have started to give up hope, right? They started to think, it's just not for me. It's not in my destiny. It's never happened before. I keep regaining weight. There are lots of things that could be showing up in your life that prevent you from believing in your status and that you can reach Wonderland. But I know you can reach Wonderland. I absolutely know you can. And if you'd like some support to get there, because it's a struggle, I'm not going to lie, it's a struggle to get there on your own. I did it entirely on my own. And now it's my mission to help others get there, because that is amazing. It's an amazing journey. And even more, it's an amazing destination. And so many things will change for you for the better. So connect with me. Just say, hey, talk to me in the comments here down below, and I will private message you. We'll go offline. We'll talk about how to set up a phone call where we can help you reach Wonderland as easily as possible without counting anything, without joining the gym. You don't need those things, but you do need to believe in yourself. So start dreaming, start believing, and don't forget to schedule or connect with me for a phone call. I love to hear from you. Have a wonderful and blessed and beautiful sunny weekend, and we'll talk to you again next week on Friday at noon for the next live stream Friday. And don't forget to tell me what you want to hear in that live stream, because I'm kind of running out of topics, and I want to make sure these topics are ones that you enjoy and can benefit from. So let me know what you want me to focus on for my next live stream. In the meanwhile, this is Jenn Espinosa-Goswami, your health coach and the creator of this group, and I look forward to connecting with you individually. Take care. Have a great weekend.